Hi, everybody. This is ITPC, Eastern Europe and Central Asia podcast from the International Union Conference on Lung Health. And we are here with Patrick Agbassi, who is chair of the Global TB Cup. Hi, Patrick.
Hi, Denise.
Good
How
to
are
see you.
Good to see you too.
So I'm going to ask you some simple questions about, first of all, what is TB Cup and where we are going right now in TB world. What do you think about it? And let's start with like the one about yourself. How did you got involved into TB?
Okay.
What's the story?
So, should I start by describing the TB cup or should I start by myself?
Which one do you prefer?
But I'll start by myself then. So, how did I get through TB? So, I was in Côte d'Ivoire, and then we had an issue with TB case finding.
Okay.
So, I proposed an intervention that will allow to increase the detection rate of TB cases. So that was my first contact with TB. That's how I ended into the sphere of TB. And then that makes me go to all the different villages of the country in order to see what was going on, in order to see the difficulties that we were facing. And then that was in 2013. And then I was first amazed, but then I was saddened to see the difficulties that people were facing, and then also the the lack of knowledge of the general population, and then the difficulties for testing people.
Okay.
Just testing, and then this triggered something into me, and after that I was lucky to meet with fellow TB camp members from the past, and then we interacted, and then we see that we have common interests, common views about what need to be addressed when it comes to TB.
When did you join? When did you join
So
TB
I
Cup?
joined the TB camp in 2015.
So it's 8 years now.
Yeah, 8 years now.
And how long have you been a chair?
Since 2018.
2018,
Yeah.
which is 5.
Hi.
Okay. Tell us about TB Cup.
So TB is the Global Tuberculosis Community Advisory Board. It is a group that is comprised of research literature activists. We made sure to create a bridge between the researchers and the sponsors and the community,
Yeah.
so that we can bring the community perspectives about everything that is going into research. So we look at vaccine research, treatment, diagnostics, and then all the different components that need to be supported, because it is important the community to have a place and a role to play even in research. So we made sure to create this bridge, and then we are composed of people that come from a lot of different parts of the world.
Okay.
Very amazing people that are very committed to the cause of the community.
Okay. An activist watching this might think, okay, you deal with clinical trials and research and stuff like this. This is all very complicated. How possibly a community member like myself can understand what the hell the doctors are saying in these treatment protocols or clinical trials protocol? What would you say to that?
To be honest, I would start by saying that I'm a pharmacist by training.
Okay.
But
thank you very much.
No, I need to be honest. I'm a pharmacist by training, and then, but even with that, I was not in the understanding of all these technical aspects.
Okay.
So when I came to TB Cab, I came as new, like a new brain, to be formatted, and then with the support of Treatment Action Group, we really have the support to strengthen the skills of the community, of the member of the TB Cab. So we went through a complete capacity building process in order to be able to engage meaningfully with the researchers. It is not a one a one. This is not something that is quick. This is a process. So the capacity building, I feel like it is years after years that we get it. So as community member, it is really important that we go through this training process. So there is the activist guide and all of that have been specifically developed in order to help the community. And to tell you the truth, the first clinical trial that I was reviewing I never did that in the past.
Okay.
But I just used the activist guide to review protocol in order to be able to do it. And then that is all the training and the capacity building that we are having in order to make sure that we can give the perspective of the community.
We're going to have the Russian version of some documents in the links below this video. Okay, moving from TB Cup, like probably no, last one question about TB Cup.
Mhm.
If I ask you what would have been the main achievements of TB Cup, or what impact has you made in recent, let's say, 3 years, what are the first things that come to mind?
The first thing that would come to my mind personally is to see the better inclusion of people into trials. For a long time, TB has been advocating for inclusion of pregnant women, inclusion of a population that were excluded from different trials. But we are seeing some changes in the habit of the researchers. This is not the level that we want, but this is something that is happening. We are not happy with the state of where we are. We want more, but then this is happening, and then I'm happy that we are able to contribute to influence.
Never seen an activist who is happy with what's going on right now. We always want more.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Definitely.
Speaking of the state of things, where we are now, what do you think in general? The treatment revolution in TB, is it making an impact for a regular person on the ground, or not yet?
I would say not yet, because it is true that we have innovation when it comes to treatment, and then we were lucky to witness the NTB trial result announcement and all of that. But at the end of the day, the products need to go to the people in the field. So innovation is good, but it is access and costs
Yeah.
that will help people to get it. So I'm happy that we are seeing some new regimen being validated, giving like more options to people. But then in terms of how the people have to access it, in terms of the work to be done at the country level, there is a lot to be done in order to make sure that those people finally that need it most finally get the products that they have to use.
All right. What do you think it takes for the whole community to make this happen? Like, what needs to be done right now, as soon as possible, to get us to that point when people get the treatment?
I think the community is doing a lot. And then what should help is to really like continue to advocate for price reduction first. When it comes to diagnostic technology,
Okay.
we have Dania and Cepheid that are pricing XDR test at $15, and then we want that to be down in order to make sure that the people in Cote d'Ivoire can easily access this technology that will accelerate the detection of the resistance that they have. So it is important that the community continue to make this kind of advocacy in order to make sure that at the end something happens. The other thing that I also want to see and that the community should do is always in terms of inclusion. So some things are happening, but it's definitely not enough. When it comes to vaccines,
Okay.
a lot of vaccines are being developed, but then some people that will be key and then that will very benefit from vaccine. For example, for prevention of recurrent studies. So the people that were that experience TB, they are totally excluded from a vaccine trial. The people that are indicated for TPT, like the close contacts and all of that, they are totally excluded from vaccine studies. When we will say that, people will say, "Oh, we want to get a result, and then we want to want the clean sheet." The people that will allow us to advance. But then we should not think like that from the onset. People should have like a broad perspective in order to make sure that inclusion is thought from the beginning. This shouldn't be an afterthought. And then the role of the community is to remind that to the researchers and the sponsors and all of the people that are involved in these different clinical trials.
I think that's the perfect point to close this interview. And thank you very much for your time, Patrick.
Thanks, Dennis.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Watch us.
Thank you.